Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode here on Deadside. On today's episode, we're talking SMGs. We're doing the damage test. We want to see what do the different SMGs actually do for us? How does the damage work against the police vest and then the heavy assault vest, just like we did in the pistols video. If you haven't watched that one already, click the link above. Definitely watch that. It's a good one. It was pretty interesting, honestly, what we found out from it. I won't spoil it. We'll make you go watch it to see that. But let's go take a look at these SMGs before we go out to the base and actually do some shooting. All right, so if you come up to the trader here, the one that sells the ammo, weapons, and equipment, what you'll find under the weapons section, the second tier down is going to be the subs. So starting at the very top is pistols. We're going to scroll past that. Next up is your submachine guns. There are currently 4 in the game. The first one is the Scorp at a measly $6 grand. It's pretty cheap. This one does run off 9x18 ammo. Stepping up to the 9x19 is the MP5 or the MR5 as they call it here. That one's 30K. For the same price, we're stepping into the UMR 45. It runs off 45 ammo, given the name. And then stepping into the top tier, as normal with all top tier weapons and armor here in the game, it does run 150K. And this one uses your standard 5.7 for a P90. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take all these weapons out to the base. We're going to throw on the 2 vests, right? The police vest and the heavy assault armor, and test what damage they do to us. Let's go do that now. And now it's time for the shooting with our SMGs. The first up we're going to be starting with is the Scorp. We're doing 2 shots, first against police armor and then second against the heavy assault armor to test out how the weapon actually does compared against those 2 tiers of armor. And then we will continue on through the rest of the SMGs. All right, I'm ready when you are. 83. So that's 17, right? All right, and now for the Scorp against the heavy assault vest. Ready when you are. 86. So it did 14 damage. All right, guys, and so next up is the actual MR5. So it's a 9mm caliber, so we're doing that one next. The MR5 against the police vest. Ready when you are. Took me to 79, so it did 21 damage. And now the MR5 against the heavy assault vest. Ready when you are. Took me to 83, so 17. All right, stepping up again. Now this is the 3rd SMG currently in the game, and this is the UMR 45. So we're actually stepping up from a 9mm type cartridge into the 45. So hopefully it's going to do more damage, just like how the Colt 45 did over the M9. But now it's time to give it a shot. All right, I'm full health. Ready when you are. Wow, it took me to 70, so it did 30. So it did an additional 9 damage over the MR5. And now the UMR 45, we're stepping it up to the actual heavy assault to see if it does more damage there as well. All right, Strat, ready when you are. 75, so it does 25 damage. So, I mean, the cool thing is, so that means that gun's a 4-shot kill, basically, even against heavy armor. All right, guys, and last but not least, we're actually going to be using the P900 against the police and the heavy assault. This one technically is a smaller caliber, but this is the top tier weapon right now that costs 150K. So hopefully, you know, I know it has a much higher rate of fire, it sounds like, but let's see how much damage each single bullet does, because that's important as well. All right, we are ready when you are. Took me to 79, so it did 21. All right, and last but not least is the P900 versus the heavy assault vest. Let's see how much this one does. All right, Strat, ready when you are. Took me to 83, so it did 17. All right, guys, well, that does it. If you notice here, we've thrown all the stats up on a chart to show the 8 different shots and actually what damage it did. The most interesting thing, honestly, is probably that the UMR 45 was the most damaging weapon. I mean, honestly, it's the largest caliber per se as far as size, right? The 45 is still bigger than the 5.7. But, you know, that the $150,000 weapon compared to the $30,000 weapon was not that much more powerful was surprising. Now, granted, magazine size is different, right? So the top 2 have, I believe, let's see, 20 rounds and 30 rounds. So the Scorp is at 20, the MR5 is at 30. You step into the UMR-45 and it goes back down to 25 rounds, but then up to the P900, it actually has 50 round mags. So it does shoot at a much higher rate of fire and has larger magazine, so you're able to put more lead down range. So maybe that's what makes it worthwhile, and the recoil control. P900 is pretty good on recoil even when firing fast. So leave it up to you. Do your own tests. See what you like about it. Hopefully, though, this damage info helps. I can tell you if I'm running just a standard gun, the UMR-45 is probably my favorite. I like it better than both of the AKs that are on the game currently. So use it. It's a great all-around weapon for only $30K, and we hope you like it. Guys, thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, though, make sure you smash that subscribe button and stick around for all the future Deadside videos and other content coming out here on the channel. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.